Good morning, everyone. My name is Catherine Zita H. Baluran. I'm from RT4. Today, I will going to report written math B number 40. Number 40. X, y to the power of negative 1, z to the power of negative 2 is equals to x times 1 over y times 1 over z squared. Nanong nahimo siyang inani because any expression that raised by a negative is equal to reciprocal. Like, mao ang y to the power of negative, nahimo siyang 1 over y, ug ang z to the power of negative 2, nahimo siyang 1 over z squared. Since we have to get rid of the negative, then we only need to get the expression reciprocal. And then next, since x is already positive, we just already copy it. Like, ato na siyang gisulat daan na. Then, since z has a raised by a negative, we'll just replace it to its reciprocal, just like the y. Mo to ang giingon ganiya. Like, maong nahimo siyang, ang nahimo ang y to the power of negative 1 o ginani, o ang z to the power of negative o ginani. So the equation now is this: x times 1 over y times 1 over z squared. So now let them multiply. So multiply the denominator of the x, which is the 1, to y and z, and multiply x to the numerator of y and z, and then the product will be x over yz squared. So mao ni siya ang answer, x over yz squared.
X is number 42, quantity x raised to the power of negative 1, and y raised to the power of positive 3, all in all raised to the power of negative 2. So since x has a negative exponent, we are going to get its reciprocal first. So mag-numerator siya of 1, and then copy x as denominator, as well as the negative exponent. Pero mahimo na siyang positive, kay na-reciprocal naman. So understood na nga ay positive 1 ha. Then copy y raised to the power of 3. And as well as the negative exponent, which is negative 2. And then multiply y raised to the power of 3 to 1. So may equal siya of y raised to the power of 3 over x. And then copy as well the exponent negative 2. So since negative man siya nga exponent, we're going to get its reciprocal. So x over y raised to the power of 3, and then copy the exponent negative 2, pero mahimo na siyang positive. So tang siya din ha, positive 2, and then distribute the exponent 2 to x and y raised to the power of 3. So the final answer is x squared over y raised to the power of 6. Last number, which is number 44. So 3 raised to the power of negative 2, and x raised to the power of negative 3, y raised to the power of 4 over 6 raised to the power of negative 2, x raised to the power of negative 2, y raised to the power of negative 2. So we are going to move y raised to the power of negative 2 in the numerator para mahimo siyang positive ang exponent. Then ato dayong i-add ang duha ka exponent nila, which is 4 and 2. So mahimo siyang y raised to the power of 6. So copy 3 raised to the power of negative 2, x raised to the power of negative 3, and then y raised to the power of 6 over 6 to the power of negative 2 and x to the power of negative 2. So na datong buhaton kay atong kuhaon ang factor sa 6, which is 2 and 3, and then atong i-move ang x to the power of negative 3 sa denominator and mahimo siyang positive. Then atong i-add ang exponent nga 3 and negative 2, and then mo equal siya og 1, x na naibilin. So equals 3 raised to the power of negative 2, y raised to the power of 6 over 2 raised to the power of negative 2, and 3 raised to the power of negative 2, and then x. I-copy ra gihapon ang negative 2 nga exponent nga gagikan sa 6 kay factors sa misong duha sa 6. So, cancel ning duha ka 3 raised to the power of negative 2. And then, equal siya og y raised to the power of 6 over 2 raised to the power of negative 2, and then x. Since negative man ni siya, ato na po siyang ibalhin sa numerator para mahimo siyang positive. So, 2 raised to the power of positive 2 and y raised to the power of 6 over x. Now, we're going to evaluate the power or the exponent. So, ikaduha na to ang 2. So, 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Then, copy y raised to the power of 6 over x. And there we have it.
Number 46. The equation of number 46 is quantity x to the power of negative 2, y to the power of negative 3 over 2 to the power of 0, z to the power of negative 1, quantity to the power of negative 2. So, first nimo buhaton ani is i-cancel out nimo ang 2 to the power of 0, cancel out, or pwede nimo siya i-1 para sa tong sa number 18 na any non-zero expression that raised by the power of 0 is equal to 1. Pwede po to siya, pero sa ako lang siyang i-cancel out kay para mas dali rata mahumana. So, cancel out 2 to the power of 0. Then, pumana mo ana, so ang equation mabilin is quantity to the power of quantity x to the power of 2, y to the power of negative 3, over z to the power of negative 1. Quantity to the power of negative 2. So, sunod ni mo button ani is multiply the exponent. So, multiply ning negative 2 to the negative 2, multiply po ni siya dire, o i-multiply po ni siya dira. So, multiply negative 2 o negative 2. O multiply nimo ang negative 3, negative 2, o same po sa negative 1. So, ang answer ana is x to the power of 4, y to the power of 6 over z to the power of 2, since may mo siya 4 kay negative 2 times negative 2, since same sila og sign, may mo sila positive. Same po sa 6 na mo siya positive kay same sila sign, negative 3 times negative 2. So positive 6. Ang 2 pod kay same ra pod kay positive, kay same sila og sign, since negative 1 og negative 2. So may mo siya positive 2. So, that's all for number 46. Number 48. Ang equation sa number 48 kay x to the power of negative 2 minus y to the power of negative 2 over x to the power of negative 2, y to the power of negative 2. So, first nimo bato ni mo ana is himon sila fraction ang denominator o denominator kay since para mawala lang negative sa lang exponent. So, muna ang equation sunod, 1 over x to the power of 2 minus 1 over y to the power of 2 over 1 to the power of x ay 1 over x to the power of 2 y to the power of 2. Okay, since negative man po lang exponent, so imo na to sila positive. So, pumanaan na, imo panubayon na to ang panubayan na to sila og denominator. So, denominator, I mean GCF. So, ang GCF nila is 1, x to the power of 2, y to the power of 2. So, muna na lang GCF. So, x to the power of 2, y to the power of 2 divided by x to the power of 2 is equal to y to the power of 2 multiply by 1 it's equal to y to the power of 2. Muna ang yaang numerator. So, minus x to the power of 2. Okay, since x to the power of 2, y to the power of 2 divided by y to the power of 2 is equal to x to the power of 2 divided by 1 is equal to x to the power of 2. Then over 1 over x to the power of 2, y to the power of 2. So, sunod di mo buhaton ni mo ana is, imong i-reciprocal ang denominator. Imong ni silang i-reciprocal para ma-multiply ni mo silang duha. So, ang equation sunod, may mo og x to the power of 2 minus y to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 2 over x to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 2 y to the power of 2 multiply by x to the power of 2 y to the power of 2 over 1. Cancel out x to the power of 2 y to the power of 2 both side kasi same man sila. So ang mabilin is x to the power of 2 minus y to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 2 ug ang 1. So multiply sa duwa. So ang answer mabilin is y to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 2. Since pwede pa man sila ma-simplify, since kay silang duwa is that the difference of 2 squares. So pwede to sila ma-separate. So may ang final answer is quantity y plus x times quantity y minus x. That's all for number 48.